Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. And this includes all of our new members who may be enjoying us for the very first time, wherever you may be, wherever you want to be, because you may not be where you want to be, yet there you are. And I are here in my office, where it is Sunday, June 28th, the 524th day of the Sex Offender Administration. It is 70 degrees and 0% humidity with a slight glow of holiness on my forehead. But on the other side of this wall, it is 68 degrees with 100% humidity, raining, and if it doesn't stop soon, I will have my own reflecting pool, and Trump will find a way to fuck that up too. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort, brothers and sisters. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. People have also called me the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vile vulgar vicar of vice, the sexy shepherd, the missionary man, the minister of mischief, the dirty deacon of dogged style, the freaky frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the colored cleric, the booty banging brother, the handsy high priest, the shameless shaman, Father Fistmas, the wicked I like to watch witness, the holy hoe, and it only gets holier, that's right. The divine dominating dominee, the depraved preacher, the tickle me theologian, the minister of making love, the clergy of cunning conversation while eating coochie, and that nasty N-word, that's right. The point is that I come by many names and by many methods, but I don't come easy. Lord have mercy. So let us begin, brothers and sisters. Let us begin in the name of Robin Williams, Richard Pryor. Oh, did I forget the father? I'm sorry. Let's begin in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I have a fuck? Yeah. Yeah. That's right. I almost fucked that up there because I was a little distracted. I was getting ready to say, good day to brother Heavy Kev, who's in the room right now. I was going to say good day, and then I forgot I hadn't done the let us begin part. See, I don't mind telling you when I fucked up and why I fuck up. You know, I do not have a problem with explaining my fuck ups. I'm hoping that you learn from my fuck ups, and then I learn from my fuck ups, and then the next time I fuck up, I don't fuck up so much when I fuck up. Like I fucked up because I'm not supposed to say fuck up. Fuck yeah! That's right, before 7 minutes into the show. That's right, fuck yeah. So brothers and sisters, it is time for our opening prayers. Sponsored by G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist. And if you have an opening that needs to be filled by a humorist, G.D. Fenderson has your opening needs. And just what it takes to fill them. Yes, indeed. I've seen it up close and personal. Like, boink. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, just fill the eye. Just fill the need. That's right. So, if you or someone you know is in need of a prayer by the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, please send your request for prayer or healing, forgiveness, or any such request to me at drreverendjellyroll@gmail.com. And please remember to spell roll with an E on the end of it. You got to roll with it, baby. Mashed potatoes and a roll with it, baby. That's right. Put an E on the end of that roll. Otherwise, you won't get me. You'll get somebody singing about me, but it won't be me. That's right. And then that person will wind up with your request, and they won't keep their confidentiality like I will. because I can't even say confidentiality. So how am I going to just let it leak out there? I got to, no. You can't do what you can't say. That's what they tell me in school. That's right. You can't say it. You can't do it. Mm-mm-mm. Ain't that the truth? No, it ain't. So now for our disclaimer. While all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some restrictions and loopholes may apply. In June apply. In July apply. That's right. So please, brothers and sisters, please bow your heads. Unless you are driving your car or your significant other. And if that is the case, just close your eyes. Say, just close your eyes like this. Close them. Close them. That's right. You know, I forgot to say scrolling across the bottom. I'm going to say it. Scrolling across the bottom. There you go. Now, I said it. All right. Just to close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. That's right. But do not let go of the wheel until you know Jesus has control. I mean full control, not cruise control. That would be Tom. I'm talking about Jesus control. Okay, not just the steering, but the gas and the brake as well. Because if you let go too soon, you will, yes, you will be subjected to what they call sudden stop syndrome. That's right. And then you will have the as well. That's right. So, good morning, Sister Ann. Good morning. Good morning, Sister Ann. Happy Sunday to you too. That's right. Fuck yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Steve Zabel. Steve Zabel, a tight end and a pass rusher who was Oklahoma's last two-way player and then played both positions in the NFL, has died. He was 78. His cause of death was sudden, undisclosed disease syndrome. SUDS for short. That's right. Now, Zabel could do everything in college at Oklahoma, playing tight end, linebacker, and punter, and the Eagles selected him with the 6th overall pick in the 1970 NFL draft. Zabel recalled in a 2021 interview with the Eagles website that his status as a two-way player began because he was one of the few Sooners playing well during a tough start to the 1968 season. Well, la-di-da. The most remarkable thing about his career was he played both ways and was still a tight end. I thought after all of those years of playing both ways, he'd be a loose end. And when you have a loose end, well, something's got to give. It's usually your bowels. Rest in peace, Steve. You were ready, willing, and able to do what a lot of men couldn't. Can I get a don't hike, don't tell? Mm-mm-mm. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Ramiro Valdez Menendez. That's right. Ramiro Valdez Menendez, a key commander of the Cuban Revolution who fought alongside Fidel Castro and later served as vice president, has died. He was 94. And it pisses Trump off because his cause of death was SUDS, sudden undisclosed disease syndrome. And Trump really wanted to be the one to kill him. Really did. A close ally of Fidel and Raul Castro since the 1953 Moncada barracks attack, Valdez earned the nicknames Commander of the Revolution and Hero of the Republic of Cuba. He was also called a few other things by Cubans living in the U.S. After a 1980 split with Fidel Castro cost him the Interior Ministry, Valdez returned to power in the 2000s, overseeing telecommunications, serving as vice president and helping recover Che Guevara's remains from a mass grave at an airstrip in Bolivia. That would be Ernesto Che, in case you're wondering which Che we're talking about. Oche. Oche. It had more, of course, finding those remains had more of a sentimental meaning than a practical one. It's not like they brought him back to life or used his bones. They needed his bones for some kind of Guevara stew. No, they just brought it back, made him feel good. Rest in peace, Romero. Hide your bones. I don't know why that's written. Can I get a Menendez stew? That's why. Okay, got it. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Alan Greenspan. Alan Greenspan, an economist who served as chairman of the Federal Reserve under 4 U.S. presidents, has died. He was 100. Greenspan died at his home due to complications of Parkinson's disease. His widow, Andrea Mitchell, said she remains, no, that's what she said, okay, about the Parkinson's. She remains shaken up by his death, although for him, the shaking has ceased. Rest in peace, Alan. Compared to what Trump is putting the Fed's chairs through, you got off easy. And getting off at all at 100 years old is not easy. It's not an easy feat. Can I get some easy off? Yes, indeed. Lord have mercy. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Clive Davis. Clive Davis, a legendary music executive and mogul, has died. He was 94. Davis died. Oh, let me try that again. Davis died peacefully at his home in Manhattan of age-related illness, or ARI, surrounded by his family and loved ones. His family and loved ones are wanted for questioning, because what is an age-related illness? Okay, sounds made up to me. People get old all the time. They don't have age-related illnesses. Look at me. I don't have an age-related illness, but that's because I'm not close to my family. I don't have any loved ones surrounding me. I think that's the key. I mean, he had respiratory tract infection, but apparently that didn't kill him, because that's not an age-related disease. Age-related illness. Yeah. So let's say he died of a respiratory tract infection, and stop making shit up, okay? Age-related illness. Oh, my Lord have mercy. Davis, a 5-time Grammy Award winner, played a key role in furthering the work of artists across genres like R&B, jazz, rock, country, and hip-hop, as well as some of pop's biggest stars. I don't mean like size. I don't mean like girthy. I mean like names, you know? Clyde had so many jobs, from chief creative officer at Sony Music Entertainment to running Arista Records, J Records, and Columbia Records. Not at the same time. That would be crazy. That's right. The name Clive Davis will go down in history as one of modern music's biggest moguls, who helped propel names like Janis Joplin, Bruce Springsteen, Whitney Houston, and Alicia Keys into stardom. Rest in peace, Clive. I really hope that we are not going to find out that you're some kind of pervert, because that's too much music to throw away. That's right. You know how people get, he was involved in this, we can't watch his movies anymore. He was involved in that, we can't listen to that music anymore. Yeah, so I hope you stay clean, man, because can I get a remaster? Lord have mercy. What's that? Oh, good morning, Kickbot. Bless you, Kickbot. If it weren't for Kickbots, I'd have no bots at all. Like the song says, yes, indeed. And I know this is going to seem short. It says, and finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. I mean, they could be anywhere today, but they are here wishing they were anywhere today. And that ought to count for something. MindDogTV.com/merch, the place to go to get all of your 4th of July gear, and you're almost out of time. That's right. Today's the 28th. Next Saturday, this coming Saturday, is July 4th. That's right, July 4th. And matter of fact, like Chicago says, Saturday in the park. It was the 4th of July. This is the Saturday they're talking about. That's right, this Saturday. They talk about this Saturday every 8 years or so. So, get your coffee, get your MindDogTV.com/merch 4th of July gear before you run out of time. That's right. Get some of those beautiful cookout aprons with the beautiful sayings on them, and maybe little dirty pictures with like a sausage or an eggplant hanging on there. You know what you like. You know what you like. Get it. You know, get one of those coffee with the dog spatulas, you know, and use it to spank somebody's ass. That's right. Spank some meat with it. So go there. Check out what we got. So, brothers and sisters, what time is it? You know what time it is. It's time for all my little luscious listeners, all you luscious listeners. It's time. Let's have a little bump for the Lord. Oh, yeah! That's right. It's time for a bump for the Lord. That's right. Brought to you by Bump in a Bottle. Straight from our vineyards to your innards. Wine, just like Jesus used to make. Let's have a little bump for the Lord, everybody. Everybody, grab your drink. Whatever it is. Hopefully it's ours. Ooh, man. Excuse me while I smell this guy. Oh, man, this is good stuff. A little bump for the Lord, peoples. Oh, man, that's good stuff. Feels good right on the back of the throat, from front of the tongue, and the bottom of the belly. Ooh, Lord have mercy. So, brother Jesus, brothers and sisters, let us continue in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Yes, indeed. Now, some of you are saying, whoa, Rev, that was short. You usually finish this up like around 9:27. That is true. But the song that we're going to look at is got a lot of lyrics, and I'm hoping that I saved enough time to get through them all. That's what I did here. You know, I mean, I could have shifted the order and like did the looking for God in all the wrong places segment first, and then whatever time was left, talk about the dead people. But then people would have been confused. They just tuned in and said, wait a minute, I missed the first 27 minutes. Something's wrong. And then they were so busy thinking about how they fucked up or what could have gone wrong that they wouldn't be hearing the segment. So why would I do that? I want you to hear the segment, even if I have no idea if it's worth hearing. Even if I have no idea what I'm talking about. I think you should hear it. That's right. So, brothers and sisters, before I continue with that segment, we're going to let people know how they, if they so desire, can be on Coffee with the Dog this summer and this fall. Because right now we're booking for the summer and the fall. And Sister
comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
summer and fall.
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
Thank you, Sister Curly Hair So Bright. What a wonderful, wonderful person. And ladies, gentlemen, she's single. That's right. She's single. She is available. Not just to me. She's available to like almost anybody. I'm saying, like, you could have her just like I had her. Not had her. That's not in the biblical sense. I didn't have her. I mean, I hired her. You could have her. I hired her. You could have her. I hired her. That's right. Haven't hired. Hired and have. Have hired. Hired. Had to hold. Have hired. Hired. Had hold. Hired. 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 Hold. Sorry. Having a Cab Calloway moment. And I didn't mean to call her a hoe. And her name's not Heidi. So, in this week's segment of Looking for God in All the Wrong Places, we are tackling the lyrics to And You and I, as sung by Yes, from the 1973 album Close to the Edge. Now, this was like our third choice of songs from that album, because the first one we chose was like 19 minutes long and too many words. And then the next one was 12 minutes long and too many words. So we went to this one, which is 10 minutes long, 10 minutes and 5 seconds in the studio, 10 minutes 41 seconds in one of the shorter live versions. And even though it's not too many words, it has a lot of words. So, the song is often interpreted as a meditation on interconnectedness, spiritual growth, and the search for meaning. Okay, John Anderson has suggested that the you could be God. See, the you could be God, the collective human spirit, or the audience itself. We're going to get to this in a little bit. A shared quest for truth and beauty in life. The repeated refrain, all complete in the sight of seeds of life with you, symbolizes wholeness and belonging within the larger tapestry of existence. We'll see about that. Now, the way this song is done in basically 4 sections. The first section is called Chord of Life, CORD of life. Okay, now, Chord of Life, the way it's described here says it's the foundations, beginnings, and the start of the journey. Okay, now, Chord of Life, as I'm about to try to explain it, 2 meanings. Chord of life could be the umbilical cord between, that's when you have the infant and how it's fed by the mother until it can feed itself after birth. And it's not feeding itself after birth. It does not eat after birth. It eats food after birth, preferably mother's milk. But when I'm saying when it eats after birth, I'm talking about when it no longer has the umbilical cord. Okay, so you got the umbilical cord attached to, oh, damn it, man. I forgot to bring up my umbilical cord. Shit, I got one downstairs. Now I feel bad. I feel stupid. I feel unprepared because I could have brought up the umbilical cord and shown you how it works by just putting it on my belly and then over there. So that's why I didn't draw it, because I have one. I figured, why draw it if you got an umbilical cord to show? Man, Lord have mercy. I am so disappointed. Get to show my umbilical cord. What's the point of having one if you can't show it? Okay. So the cord of life could be like an umbilical cord, the way it attaches to the baby and to the mother, and the baby is nourished. Now, in metaphysics, the cord of life is actually considered to be that interconnected stream that connects the spiritual body to the physical body. And so, like an individual, when they quote, let's say, astral project, that part of them that leaves the body and goes around exploring is still connected to that body by that cord. Okay. Now, once that cord is broken, that cord of life, then that being ceases to have that connection and quite often cease to exist. But they could lie in a coma. But 9 out of 10 times they're just dead. Okay. So that's the other cord of life, which once the spirit moves on, that cord is cut, that body is dead. Okay. So if somebody's astral projecting, please be careful not to trip over the cord or cut the cord, because you could kill them. All right. So cord of life, to 2 illustrations, umbilical cord and that which attaches the spiritual body to the physical body. The second movement is eclipse. Okay. It only has a couple of words, like 3 or 4 words. And it's a slow reflective section symbolizing change and revelation. So we're told, we'll see about that. The third section is called the preacher, the teacher. Okay. Now it's referring to spiritual guidance and the maturing of truth. Again, we'll see about that. These are not my notes, these are theirs. And the fourth movement is apocalypse, climatic ascent toward a new dawn. Okay. Now, in my humble opinion, and it is a humble opinion, just like me, I'm just a humble servant of the Lord. So my opinions are therefore humble. Right, but humble. I believe that there are 2 basic types of methodologies when it comes to writing lyrics and poems with hidden meanings. Okay, the first one is when the author deliberately conceals things using known symbolism. It's a deliberate attempt. They know what they want to talk about, but they're hiding the message from the masses, so only the erudite, or only the ones who are familiar with their language, their symbolism, gets the message. Okay, back in the day, way back in the day, when people were still being crucified for their beliefs, like the Christians and the whirling dervishes and so forth, they did not put their beliefs and their languages out there directly for fear of persecution. So they hid it. So instead of talking about, let's say, Messiah, they may talk about a fish, and the fish becomes a symbol for that Messiah. Or the fisherman is a symbol for the Messiah. Or they say the ocean when they're talking about emotions, okay? Or there's and things of that nature. All right, those are deliberate attempts to conceal the true meaning of something, usually for fear of persecution, or just so that knowledge is not imparted, secret knowledge or sacred knowledge is not imparted to the average fool. That's the first kind. The second kind is more of a flow of consciousness, and the reader is left to figure out just what the author is trying to say. This is that type. A kind of spaghetti symbolism. Throw that shit up against the wall and see what sticks. And then maybe it has a secret meaning, maybe it doesn't. This is just just what flows from my mouth. It's like they think they're channeling the spirit. So they don't care what the real words are, or if it makes sense. It's like they're channeling. Let them figure it out. I'm just channeling. Okay. I find it kind of pretentious, but that is closer to what this is. As a matter of fact, it's closer to what most of Anderson's lyrics are when it comes to Yes. Now, I love their music and I love their musicianship, but quite often I find their lyrics a little pretentious. That's okay, because there are people out there who go, I like pretentious. That's okay. One man's pretentious is another man's Yes. Or some other group. I'm not picking on Yes. Believe me, I love Yes. But I'm talking about having to analyze the lyrics, not just sing them, not just singing, you be a roundabout, the words make you out, no, or time and time, news and his news is captured for the queen to use. Yeah, see, I'm not talking about, I'm just talking about analyzing it, not just singing it. No, people love singing it. Do, 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 do. Yeah. But then you ask them what it means, they go like, So this is what we're going to do with this song. That's right. Chord of Life. First verse, or first two lines. A man conceived a moment's answers to the dream, staying the flowers daily, sensing all the themes. Okay. A man conceived a moment's answers to the dream. And you go, what the fuck? Staying the flowers daily, sensing all the themes. That is a complete sentence. Now, a sentence consists of what? Subject, predicate, what? Noun, verbs. But it's supposed to make sense. So let's try to make this make sense. The first half of this, a man conceived a moment's answers to the dream. Let's not, it's too many words in there, okay? A man's conceived a moment's answers to the dream. He's dreaming, he's got an answer, okay? He's dreaming and he got an answer. That's it, plain and simple. Staying the flowers daily, sensing all the themes. Extra fucking words. I have no idea what he's saying. Honestly, I tried. Okay. And I'm staying up all night and I said, what the fuck? I did. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to add the next lines and see if it makes it any better. Okay? So, a man conceived a moment's answers to the dream, staying the flowers daily, sensing all the themes, as a foundation left to create the spiral aim, a movement regained and regarded both the same. Okay. Okay. The basic theme of this song is talking about how we together, you and I, can overcome obstacles together, the obstacles of the physical world. That is what the basic meaning and basic purpose of the song is, to discuss that. And as I said before, the way this song is written, it's a stream of consciousness, and they're hoping that you can figure out what it is they're trying to say. Because in my opinion, all the songs started with one sentence that he repeats over and over again. That sentence is, all complete in the sight of seeds of life with you. He says that sentence 5 or 6 times. All complete in the sight of seeds of life with you. So, going backwards, a movement regained and regarded both the same. The movement, the movement that they're referring to is actually the answers to their dream. Okay, the dream that they're having is a way to, is more like questions like, this is what's going on down here. How do I get over these obstacles? And the moment's answers is the answers we're going to follow in this song. That's part of the reason why this is so vague, because it doesn't have any meaning until we read the rest of the song, until we read more of the song. Then we can start plugging in. It's like a formula. It's like the first part is like a quadratic equation, and you have a bunch of X's and Y's and sigmas and deltas, and then you have to go in later on and start plugging in these things to get the answer. So let's start plugging. Changed only for a sight of sound, the space agreed between the picture of time behind the face of need. All right. Changed only for sight of sound, the space agreed between the picture of time behind the face of need. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I tried. I sat here and I listened to the song. I read the lyrics. I don't know what he's talking about, because he's, like I said, he's just fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. All right. I'm going to try anyway, because I've never had this kind of difficulty before. And I had a whole week to look at these lyrics and go, what the fuck? And usually I can do this in a couple of hours. I spent a whole week and I'm going, what the fuck? And the thing is, I don't smoke dope. And I think if I did smoke dope, I'd have said, change only for a sight of sound. The space agreed. In the picture of time behind the face of need, coming quickly to terms of all expression laid. Emotion revealed as the ocean made. Okay, first of all, it's ocean made, M-A-I-D, like a person. Ocean made, not like orange. Was that spelled like that too? Orange made? Florida made? Well, M-A-I-D. All right. Changed only for sight of sound. The space agreed. Now, oh God, man, I have no fucking idea. This is going to be a long thing, because I haven't even got. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of the words, some more of these words, and see what happens. Okay. Again, it goes back to all complete in the sight of seeds of life with you. I think he's fucking pretentious. Good God Almighty. Okay. Turn around, trader. I'm sorry. Turn around, Taylor. Coins and assaulting all the mornings of the crosses. Interest shown. Never know. Presenting one another to the cord. Their fruitless worth. Okay. Presenting one another. Okay, we know that the cord is a connection, okay? It's a way of binding. You bind the mother to the embryo, you bind the spirit to the flesh, okay? So it's just presenting one another to the cord, their fruitless worth.
The cord is just a connection. See, this is what I mean by them just throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks. Okay? Because he says his next line right here says, all after dying, rediscovered cords are broken. And that's what I said earlier, that if you break the cord between the physical and the spiritual, death occurs. So all after dying, rediscovered cords are broken. I guess that means that when you go, that you don't know you're dead until your spirit looks back and sees that there's no more connection. And that's how they find out they're dead. Otherwise, they could just be astral projecting. And if astral projecting, they can just grab the cord and pull themselves back in and reattach to the body. Here it says their cords are broken, so there is no more connection. So that death is final. But presenting one another to the cord, they're fruitless worth. Again, I'm baffled by it. I'm saying that. Just read this sentence here. Turn around, Taylor. Coins and assaulting all the warnings of the crosses. Interest shown, never know. I'm hoping you got something out of that, because the only thing I got was a fucking headache. And I'm going to drink a little bit more. I'm going to bump a little bit more if I don't figure something out pretty soon. Okay. We left off at after dying, we discovered cords are broken. Of the door that turned around, locked inside. To close the cover, the Mother Earth. All right. Finally, something is a little bit beginning to make sense here. Okay. He's already said the cord is broken. The door, you turn around, the door is locked inside to close the cover of the Mother Earth. So the body's in the ground. Okay, that's it. So we're starting off with the cord, and it seems that when he says that his opening sentence, his very first line was, a man conceived a moment's answers to the dream, staying the flowers daily, sensing all the themes. So now I go back to this, and I'm thinking of this as, this is the moment that the person realizes that they're dying and that this is the dream. Life is the dream. And it's this moment before you die that you realize that the reality is beyond this. Okay? All of the stuff that we have here, smelling the flowers, sensing all those things, that's the dream. The reality is beyond that. Okay? And that's what he conceived in that moment of answers, that this is the dream. So I had to come all the way down there to go all the way back up there. Now, I don't want to go back and relitigate this, but it says here that a movement regained and regarded both the same. So a movement regained and regarded both the same is not. Okay, regarded, when it says the both, what are the two things? The two things that it's saying is the same. Okay. Death and life. I don't know that I would call them the same, but they are part of the same journey. They're still part of that same spiral aim. But all complete in the sight of seeds of life with you. We're going to break that down later, because it says it a whole lot. But I had to go all the way down here to get some more stuff to plug into the quadratic equation, which is the opening sentence, verses. So I'm going to pick this back up where I left off. Of the door that turned around, locked inside, to close the cover, the Mother Earth. All the interest shown, they won't to turn one another to the sign hide, hold, they won't. All the time tell you, watching the world to float your climb. watching all of the world watch us go by. And you and I climb over the sea to the valley, and you and I reached out for reasons to call. Okay. Since you and I climb, that it's obviously not the physical climb. You don't climb over the sea, okay? The sea is just an obstacle. So everything here is going to tell you that you climb over this, you climb over that. That imagery is repeated over and over again about you climbing over something. That's basically you getting over the obstacles in this world, because this song is in 4 parts. It started with the end. You're dead. And you're finally getting the answers to what was going on. But the song works backwards, because you're dead is where it starts. But as it gets closer to the end of the song, it talks about making peace with what's going on down here, climbing over the obstacles to make this place a better place, to unify us, get beyond obstacles so that we can be better people, better beings. So the first part ends with, and you and I climb over the sea to the valley, and you and I reached out for reasons to call. Now, 2 things about this. Let's say to climb over the sea to the valley. Generally, water are emotions, okay, and valleys. Okay. If you're climbing over the valley, over the sea to the valley. Now, the valleys are usually the depths of emotions, okay? They're the low points. And so you're climbing beyond the emotions to the lowest point, and it says, you and I reach out for reasons to call. We're at the low point. This is when we start to work together. The next part is called eclipse. What's it called? To help. There's only 4 verses in the eclipse. I'm going to read all 4 of them, one of which you've already heard. Coming quickly to terms of all expression laid, emotion revealed as the ocean made, as a movement regained and regarded both the same, all complete in the side of seeds of life with you. Now, this is almost all repeated from the first verse, but yet it's a totally separate section called eclipse. What is an eclipse? Why is an eclipse attached to these lines that he's already used in the chord? Basically, an eclipse is when an obstacle, which there are many of in this song, an obstacle blocks the source of light that is intended for another subject. So let's say the sun, the source of light, the earth is the intended target, and if there's the moon that's between them, creating an eclipse, the moon is the obstacle. Now, there are times when the moon is the intended target, and the earth is between them, and the earth becomes the source of the eclipse. The point is, the eclipse is the blockage of light. The light is what lets us see, and this is what we're trying to attain in this song. We're trying to see the light. So, coming quickly to terms of all expression laid, emotion revealed as the ocean made, as a movement regained and regarded, both the same. Now, it says emotion revealed as the ocean made. Earlier we said that oceans, sea, water, that's symbolic of emotions. Now here, they personified it as the ocean maid, or the woman of the ocean, the woman who serves the ocean, I guess, like the ocean maid. Okay. Now we know that the ocean maid is also the emotions. We're going to plug that in when we get a chance a little bit later. The third part of the song is called The Preacher, the Teacher. All right. Preacher and teacher are not just people, but symbolic of their functions in society. The preacher is supposed to speak the wisdom and tenets of their religion or way of life. Now, preacher does not have to be a religious preacher, just one who speaks for that. Now, the teacher is supposed to enlighten, not teach, not just teach, but enlighten. Okay. If you want to be taught, that's what an instructor does. The instructor is left out of this equation. They're just saying preacher and teacher, they left out the instructor. The instructor is the middle ground between the preacher and the teacher. That's the middle. Okay, let's say you have a CPR class. The preacher will be the one who tells you about CPR. CPR saves lives. CPR does this. CPR does that. If you don't have CPR, this happens. Then the instructor shows you how to perform CPR. Okay? Says you do this. You do the compressions. You do the breathing. Blah, 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 blah. The teacher enlightens you and shows you that it's not just breath. It's the breath of life. Okay? That's the difference between the preacher, the instructor, and the teacher. The instructor is just eliminated from this. But the teacher is not the same as an instructor. A teacher enlightens. So the song goes on. Sad preacher nailed upon the colored door of time, or African American, or black. No. Sad preacher nailed upon the colored door of time. Insane teacher, be there, reminded of the rhyme. There'll be no mutant enemy we shall certify. Political ends, as sad remains, will die. Reach out as forward tastes begin to enter you. Ooh, ooh. I listened hard, but could not see life tempo change out and inside me. The preacher trained in all to lose his name. The teacher travels asking to be shown the same. In the end, we'll agree, we'll accept, we'll immortalize that the truth of the man maturing in his eyes, all complete in the sight of seeds of life within you, coming quickly to terms of all expression laid, as a moment regained and regarded both the same, emotion revealed on the ocean made, a clearer future, morning, evening, nights with you. Now, I've read all of that because some of this, again, is like a quadratic equation. He's throwing his shit out there to see what sticks. A lot of it doesn't really stick. It's just words and verbiage and bullshit. And he wants us to figure it out. Okay, sad preacher. This is called the preacher, the teacher. Right now, it's not sad preacher as in depressed, but maybe sad as in like the situation, like a poor situation. I mean, could be depressed, but let's assume he's not depressed. That it's just the situation he's in is sad. He's nailed upon the colored door of time. So, I mean, some people think that this is a Jesus reference. They're nailed upon the colored door of time. I'm not one who believes that because I think there's better metaphors. So I think this is just some bullshit that he came out of his brain. I don't know. I'm losing it. I'm the fourth. Okay, I'm gonna read through the fourth verse and see if I can plug some of this back in. The fourth section of the song is called Apocalypse. I think the apocalypse is supposed to be like the great battle, the great end, battle between good and evil, so to speak. No, that's Armageddon. But apocalypse is like, damn it. Let me do the words. And you and I climb, crossing the shapes of the morning. Again, the obstacles, this time they're shapes. And you and I reach over the sun for the river. Again, another obstacle. You and I climb clearer towards the movement. And you and I called over valleys of endless seas. Now, earlier, he just said, we climbed over the sea to the valley, and that's where then they called. And it says here that you and I called over valleys and over seas. Toward the very end, the usage of you and I, and together us climbing over things. This does not sound like much of an apocalypse, as it does. It says that the two of us, you and I, have joined together to cross these obstacles, to face these things together. We've become a unified force. Okay, so in their mind, the apocalypse is you and I getting together to overcome the obstacles. And that is the meaning of this song in a nutshell. The rest of it, oh my God, there's a lot of words to say a bunch of nothing. Unfortunately, let's see here. Now, I'm not knocking it. It's a beautiful song when you listen to it. And if you don't take time to think about what he's saying, it's really nice. But if you break it down, it's like a lot of this is claptrap. I'm sorry for those of you who are Yes fans. I'm a Yes fan. But don't take time to listen to it. I mean, don't break it down. Just enjoy it. You break it down, you're gonna go crazy, or you're gonna pretend you're not crazy and think you know what he's talking about. I'm not crazy. I'm a very smart man, and I tell you what, I'm gonna think about this, and if I learn anything else new about it, I'm gonna turn it into a short and say, you know, when I said I didn't know what sad preacher nailed upon the colored door of time meant, I thought about it. You know what it means? That's not likely to happen. The insane teacher be there reminded of the rhyme. I'm sorry. I thought this was going to be fun. It ain't fun. And I apologize to those of you who are not having fun, because this is crazy to me. Before I just, let's see here. That's the end of it. Okay? Like I said, supposedly the chords of life represents the bonds, connections, and the breaking of limitations, suggesting change and release. Climbing, crossing, and reaching, metaphors for life's journeys, overcoming obstacles, seeking enlightenment, and moving toward clarity. The ocean made, the ocean revealed, a symbol of emotional depth, intuition, and the unveiling of inner truths. We just talked about the preacher and teacher, figures representing guidance, wisdom, and the search for truth. Their eventual immortalization suggests lasting understanding. Eclipse and apocalypse, moments of transformation, revelation, and the end of old ways, leading to a clearer future. That's the song in a nutshell. Anything beyond that is just extra verbiage because, like I said, stream of consciousness. So, before I close, I want to let people know that the latest episode of Done Way Past Funny has been out for about a few weeks, but I keep forgetting to promote it. So we're going to play this promotion here, right here. We're going to play this for you so you have an idea what it's about. And James Pescatelli is the newest interview. And as soon as I find my cursor, I gotta move things around. There it is, right here. Coming up on Done Way Past Funny
With this episode's guest, James Pescatelli.
Now, I think if I remember that, because that's not one of the clips I have here, but I will add it. I will add it later on so that people can see what we're talking about. But if I remember correctly, there's a scene of him like getting in or out of a capsule. So I'm thinking you must have gone to like a museum where they allowed you to get in and out of a capsule.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that we went to a museum. I'm not sure if they allowed us to be there.
Guerrilla filmmaking.
You know, not for nothing, but forget about Lucille Roberts and Jack LaLanne. You really want to get into shape, you got to come see me.
You know, the biggest problem with people when it comes to weight loss is their lack of discipline. Well, I'm here to provide that discipline.
Donut? Huh? You gonna have another donut?
Or if you remember like Bill Cosby stuff, right? He would go on, he'd have his long stories, which you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go along for this ride, because it's Bill, because he had a reputation, a good reputation at the time.
Yeah, I'll say he had a couple of reputations.
Had a bad reputation now, and for him, but I think we've covered a lot of ground. We talked way too much about me, which is going to just have
you. I want people to know you. I want people to know James and his process, and I want to drive people towards your YouTube channel so they can check out your shorts. I think everybody should see your shorts, and your feature length. I think they should see your shorts and your feature length.
Well, I appreciate that, and I would love, I love people to see them, comment on them. I'm good with positive or negative. My favorite review of my film is the guy said, "First there's snow, then there's no snow, then there's snow again. Weird flick." And I was like.
All right. Thank you. I want to thank those of you who have subscribed to our fledgling YouTube channel and our Facebook page, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with an E. Bless you. And also, I invite you to go to gigsalad.com and check out GD Fenderson the next time you need to hire a humorist for a private event. On behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, and our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels and hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mind Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. So, brothers and sisters, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Fuck yeah! Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you.